While she's out there dating, trying to find Mr. Right, you've been given a gift from God, an opportunity to rewrite that next chapter of your life. And that's what I want to help you with in today's video, because I've been in a very similar position to you. I was in a 7-year relationship which ended 3 years ago. I thought I was going to spend the next chapter of my life with that person, but her walking out of my life was the best thing that ever happened to me. It gave me the opportunity to not only recreate a brand new identity, a man that I'm proud of, but also rebuild my purpose, focusing on all the areas that I completely neglected, getting myself in that relationship in my 20s. So I want you to understand that this is a blessing in disguise, and I want to share exactly what worked for me. So let's get straight into it. So firstly, you want to focus on rebuilding a strong relationship with yourself. You got to understand that you are no longer responsible for looking after the other person. She's no longer in the picture, which gives you the perfect opportunity to embrace solitude, to completely lock in, embrace exactly what you're going through with this breakup, the pain, and recreate your new masculine identity as a man. You got to understand that you deserve to give yourself the self-love that's been missing for a long time. When I went through my breakup, when that 7-year relationship ended, my identity was completely broken. I didn't know who I was anymore because I spent a lot of time with that other person on a daily basis. And that's what I was used to. And when she walked out of my life, I didn't know who I was anymore. I didn't know what my mission was. I didn't know what my purpose was. I didn't know what my actual interests were anymore, because I was doing things to please the other person throughout that relationship, right? I was weak, I was vulnerable, but it's okay. It's part of the process. And now that's why I say you get to rebuild that identity. You get to focus on building that relationship with yourself now, because no one's in the picture. There's no distractions. So you have to lock in and go into what I like to call ghost mode, where you exclude yourself from the outside world and just go all in on giving yourself the attention and self-love that it needs. In order to rebuild this relationship with yourself, recreate this 2.0 identity, you need to focus on 3 components. The first is developing a warrior mindset. Right now, your mindset is more than likely operating through fear and scarcity. You've probably got a lot of what ifs going through your mind, thinking that you're not worthy of meeting someone else. It's keeping you attached to the person that left you, and we need to break that. Okay, so you need to focus on shifting that mindset from fear to abundance. How do we do that? We have to command it on a daily basis through having an intentional routine set up. Because if we allow our mind to operate by default, you've got to understand that your mind is the biggest enemy that you're going to deal with. Your mind wants to keep you weak. It wants to keep you safe within your comfort zone, resisting change, keeping you stuck to what's familiar. And what's familiar right now is all those memories you had with that ex-partner of yours. So your mind doesn't want what's best for you. Okay, your mind's a supercomputer, and you need to command it on a daily basis in order to have an abundance-based mindset. And when you have this intentional self-love routine, which you start first thing in the morning, you got to understand when you win your mornings, you win the entire day. Okay, you're going to have high self-esteem, high self-worth, just for showing up for yourself. You're going to stack up daily wins, and this is going to essentially build up positive momentum. As you keep doing this on a daily basis, this will reprogram your subconscious mind to allow you to shift into this new identity, process the emotions of that breakup, but create that 2.0 version of yourself. So this is essentially where you plant the seed. This is the seed to growth. And as you do this, you develop that warrior mindset in the process that then shifts your belief, right? Your belief system is attached to your mind. And when your mindset is strong, you can believe that you can do anything. Right? You won't be operating through fear. Fear is what's going to be killing you. Fear is going to hold you back from the life that you could be living, from the girl that you could be attracting. You need to understand that your belief system is everything, and it starts with commanding your mind, and you do this first thing in the morning. And you be super intentional, and you give it instructions, tell it what it needs to do, and it will follow suit. It will get out of that comfort mode that's keeping you trapped right now. So that's the first thing. You need to focus on your mindset. And the second component is your health and fitness. You more than likely had let yourself go either during the relationship or maybe after the breakup, you potentially were eating emotionally. And this personally happened to me. And I put on a lot of weight towards the end of that relationship after the breakup. And I went to approximately 30% body fat. So I was quite fat. I had bitch tits. I had a massive gut. My face was completely fat. And I just hated what I saw in the mirror. But it's okay. I did this to myself. So I took personal responsibility to prioritize my health. I was in my 30s. So I focused on getting myself lean, building a lean aesthetic physique, dropping the body fat. And that's what you need to do as well. You need to focus on your health, right? And as you focus on health and fitness, having a structured fitness routine that allows you to drop the body fat the right way, this will allow you to build up more self-discipline, okay, which will carry across to other areas of your life, which is very important. So this is the perfect time to get yourself healthy, build a better looking version of yourself, because you're eventually going to meet someone new, someone more attractive than your previous partner that left you. So this is the perfect time to focus on your health and do this through fitness. This is going to be part of your routine. And the third most important core component that you want to focus on when you're rebuilding this relationship with yourself, this new identity, is having purpose and direction. Building your life's mission. This is more than likely an area that you also neglected when you're in that relationship. So that's why this is the perfect opportunity to focus on building your purpose. When I entered that relationship that I was in for 7 years, I had no purpose. I had an empty void. That's why I got myself in that relationship. And when I was in that relationship, I still felt like something was missing. So you're going to always deal with this problem as a man. You need to have a life mission. But here's the thing. You don't need to focus on your mission or your purpose until you get the other two core components right. Focusing on your mindset, focusing on your health and fitness. Focus on what you have control over. Rebuild that new identity first. Live a purposeful life. And when you do this, then you can focus on your purpose. Your mission becomes clearer. Doors start opening in your life. The path illuminates as you walk it because you are that identity that can walk that path. Everything's congruent with building the purpose, right? It's the character first. You need to construct the character. Once the character is constructed, that new identity, then you can focus on your purpose and the direction in life that you're heading. But if you try to focus on your purpose before you focus on the other two areas, or you try to do all three at once, you're never going to figure out your purpose. Because right now, you're stuck in that 1.0 identity that can't see the light. Focus on those two core components. Then once you do that, once you build up momentum, once you start seeing results, once you start feeling better, building up that self-love, that stronger relationship with yourself, the path becomes clearer. Then you can focus on building your purpose as a man. That's what I did. I only focused on what I had control over. I didn't focus on things that were out of my control. What for? Because I wasn't going to accomplish anything by putting attention to something that I couldn't even figure out, right? I had to focus on building a better me. Once I built a better me, that's when I was able to properly align with my purpose. And the same thing will happen to you as well. And the last bonus, which is a byproduct of following all the other core components, is your glow up, is the way you present yourself as a man. Now you're going to start to dress differently because you've got a new physique. You look completely different. You get to buy fitted clothing to suit that aesthetic body that you've built. You get to have some sort of hairstyle, or if you don't have hair, maybe groom a nice beard. But you get to now present yourself like this 2.0 identity. And you don't have to buy yourself expensive clothes or anything like that. I never spend much money on clothes. I focused on building the physique so I could literally wear even a $10 t-shirt that will make myself look presentable. And everything will just flow naturally. You'll have more charisma, more confidence. You'll have a certain aura about you. You've rewritten the next chapter of your life at this point, or you've recreated a new identity. You bounce back from adversity, so you've got substance to your character. You no longer have to pretend to be something that you're not. You've got more high self-worth. You're going to feel like $1 million at this point because you showed up for yourself through action with the right strategy. And this is going to give you the opportunity to leverage that identity to attract a better female, someone way better than your ex-partner. Okay, and I don't mean that in a negative way. but you deserve someone better, which you will attract because you've showed up for yourself. You've taken personal responsibility. You're not the same man that you were before. You're a new identity, a new version of yourself. The way that you walk, the way that you talk, it all aligns with this new identity. And this is where you're going to have a lot of women, a lot of options in your back pocket. You get to choose the right woman to join you in life on your journey. You've got high self-worth. Think about the boundaries. Think about the BS that you're not going to tolerate now. If someone doesn't align with you, if someone disrespects you, you can cut them off in a loving way, not let it affect you, and know that you're living in abundance. Know that you can attract someone better. You're not operating out of fear and scarcity anymore. So I want you to see this new identity, this new version of yourself, because I can see what you can't see, right? Because right now you're stuck at this low point. So it's hard to see the light. I get it. But if I can do this, you can do this. There's nothing special about me, and I want you to win. And I know you can have a thriving relationship. You're going to meet someone a lot better than your ex-partner. And this is where you're going to face the ultimate test. After building this 2.0 identity of yourself, your ex-partner will come back into your life. This is God testing you to see if you're going to fold or not, if you're going to go back to your old ways. Because the moment you go back with your ex-partner and you fail that test from God, you're going to undo all the hard work that you did. You're going to go back to that 1.0 identity. So you need to understand, and I want to make you aware that she's going to come back into your life more than likely. And you got to understand that she's coming back not for the right reasons. She only wants a piece of that new version of you. When you were in solitude, when you were working on yourself, when you were embracing that pain, and she was out there dating other guys and doing her thing, you had no one. It was just yourself at this point. And you did all the hard work. And you're going to throw all that away just for the woman to say something sweet to you and come back into your life. And this is exactly what happened to me. After I recreated that 2.0 identity, worked hard in solitude, healed from that breakup, recreated a man that I was proud of, she tried to come back into my life, tried to reclaim this new identity. She wanted a piece of it, and I didn't fold. I knew this was a test from the man above. God was testing me to see if I was going to go back to what was easy. But I didn't fold. I put in a lot of work. I wasn't that old identity anymore. So I built up a lot of self-worth, a lot of self-respect. I had boundaries, and I wasn't going to devalue myself. And at this point, I had to tell her, look, I can't do this, okay? I don't want to go back with you. I'm focusing on this next chapter of my life. I'm in a relationship with someone else. As I said to you earlier before, you're going to meet someone new, right? This is all just part of the process. But essentially, she wanted to claim me. And I didn't fold. I didn't go back. And I really genuinely wished her well, right? I didn't have any anger or resentment. I was in a position where I wanted her to be happy and meet someone that suits her, right? Because we weren't compatible. If things were meant to be, it would have worked out. But the reason why it fell apart is because we weren't compatible. She wasn't right for me. I wasn't right for her. And that's perfectly fine. But you got to make sure, what I'm trying to tell you here is you don't fail the test. You don't go back to what's familiar and undo everything that you did. Because if you do that, you'll go back to that 1.0 identity, the broken identity that you were in the first place. So I hope you gain some sort of value or inspiration from this video and understand that you can do this. So if this is something that you need help with, that strategy that I explained to you earlier, the mindset, the health, the fitness, the purpose, the direction, the final glow up, all these areas, I can help you get there. That's what my coaching is about. Not only just healing from the breakup, but recreating a new identity, a 2.0 version of yourself. I do this with passion because I've done this for myself. I know it 100% works. I've helped other men in the process. I'm currently helping other men right now. So if this is something that interests you, you can click the link down below. You can book a free one-to-one coaching call with me, and I'll see if you're the right fit for the program. But look, if you're new to my channel, you like my content, you resonate with me, hit the subscribe button. It always helps me, keep making valuable content to help other men out on their journey. And if this is something that you've been through, share your experience in the comments below if you're even going through this right now. But if you like the video, give it a like. It always helps the algorithm. It gets my content out to the right person that needs it. But look, ending the video here. I hope you have a blessed and beautiful day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.